Hey everyone, and hey Ron, welcome to my shop. Today is January 26th, and this is my weekly shop update. So I hope you enjoyed the videos I put out last week. I thought it was a lot of fun to give a little different perspective on the shop tour than just the standard, here's my shop, and then that's it. I thought it was a really neat idea for me to be able to go back in time and give you an insight on where I came from and where the shop has come from its very beginning. All the way my first shop when I first started woodworking, which was just over 6 years ago. And I got a lot of great feedback and a lot of great response from everyone, just being able to see those past shops and how it's really evolved to this point, because I didn't wake up one day and just walk into this place and this shop was here, right? This has been the accumulation of years and years worth of buying tools and adding things to my collection and just expanding. Because if you haven't noticed, woodworking became really an obsession for me. And I think you can really tell that from the My Past Shops video. When I got into my second shop, things really started to explode for me. So those videos were a lot of fun to make. It was really fun for me to go back in time, so to speak, and see how everything used to be, which was just really crazy for me. The other really unique and funny thing about those videos is they are probably they have the biggest ratio of time invested in creating them to actual run time. So those videos are like less than 5 minutes long, and each one of them took me over 8 hours to make, each one of those two. I spent Wednesday editing the shop tour, I spent Thursday editing my past shops, and then I spent Friday editing setting up shop. And there was a lot of editing, but a lot of fun, and I think it's really, really worth it. So I hope you enjoyed those. If you haven't seen them already, I'll leave a link in the description down below. You can take a look at those. And I also put out an Ask Matt yesterday about my chainsaw stuff. I'll leave a link to that as well if you haven't seen that and you're interested in taking a look at that. So yeah, last week was 5 videos, including the shop update. So that was a lot of editing, but a lot of fun. I still have a lot of stuff to edit and a lot of stuff to get out. So look for even more in this upcoming week here. And yeah, let's get into what's going on in the shop this week. So the biggest thing that I'm most excited for, or actually I take that back. I have a few things that I'm excited about, but I pre-finished the door panels for the secretary for the upper case. And these things are just amazing with some finish on them. Just take a look at those. Look at the figure on those things. Let's get a little closer here. Look at that. These just came out so nice, and I really, really like the way that the epoxy came out. It just looks so cool with just that dark streak in there. And I'm so excited about these things. So now, I'll throw a pancake. So now that these are pre-finished, I can go ahead and I can glue up the doors and get them hung. I also got the other set of hinges in last week, so I have all my hinges and I can actually hang the doors once I get them glued up and finalized. These have 4 coats of finish on them right now. I was going to do 5, but they look really, really good with 4 coats on it. So I'll just keep them like this for now, and we'll see how they go. Yeah, that's cool. Those turned out so nice. So something else that I'm pretty excited about, let me swing this camera a little bit. Boop. You can kind of see right up there. I got one of the first fan carvings done in the upper case. I still have to do a little bit of cleanup work on this thing, but here's how it turned out. I thought it turned out really well for my first carving, actually. There it is. So I still have to do a little cleanup work around here just to make this a little more crisp through here, and then give it a final sanding, but this was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to do. It probably took me, it took me about an hour or so to hog out the actual curve of the material, and then it took me maybe another hour and a half to actually carve and sand it to this point. So it was fairly quick, and it really went really smoothly and really easily. So if you're interested in doing some carving ever, something like this is a great way to get started. And I didn't need a whole lot of tools, really. This was just a V-gouge and a bent back gouge as well, just to give that round over profile. But it turned out really well. And now I can do the other one. Another thing that I got ready for the upper case was the stock for the drawer fronts that are going to go along the bottom. This is it here. Let's see if it shows up on the camera how much figure there is in here. I don't know if it will, but I just hand planed this. So there we go. Really quick, just to kind of give you an idea of what the figure and the board is going to be like. And this is just a piece that just looked kind of like junk, to be honest, just sitting out there in my wood pile, but it's absolutely an amazing piece of wood, and it's going to make some really nice drawer fronts to go along that bottom of the upper case. So, time to do some more dovetailing. Another thing that I'm getting ready for the upper case is the Gooseneck Molding that's going to go along the top. And I pulled the stock for that today, actually. I got a couple pieces of 12-quarter here, which I'm going to use to make up that top molding. Now this is pretty wasteful, to be honest, because you have to have that curve in the molding. I need to be able to curve that into the piece of wood, so there's going to be a fair amount of waste. And it also is going to be it's a pretty thick molding. This is 12-quarter or 3 inches thick, so it's going to be a big molding, but I'm really looking forward to trying that out and seeing how well it goes. I'll do a video about making the moldings. I also have a video coming out about making the carvings as soon as those are done. The carving video will probably be out first before the molding, but I just want to give you a heads up. So I have a few viewer questions to answer today. This first one here is from the Woodworking Teen. He asks, can you do one about how you sell your lumber? So let's talk about how I sell my lumber. I like to keep things really simple. So just about all of my lumber has exactly the same board foot pricing. So no matter if it's 12-quarter or 4-quarter, it's the same board foot price. And I list all of my stuff I have available for sale on Craigslist, and that's how I get all of my customers to come and take a look at my stuff. Pretty simple, nothing too fancy. Hope that helps. The next question here is from Brett3723. And Brett wants to know about the difference between sharpening a crosscut chain and sharpening a rip chain. Well, the process is exactly the same. The only difference, or what makes a rip chain different from a crosscut chain, is the angle at which it's sharpened. A crosscut chain is going to be sharpened at 25 degrees, and a rip chain is going to be sharpened at 10 degrees. That's about the only difference. So really, if you didn't have a rip chain, you could just refile one of your crosscut chains to be a rip chain by just changing the angle you're sharpening it at. That's about it. Those are quick ones. I like these quick questions. So one last thing, the last time I have to remind you about this, tomorrow, January 27th, I will be on Brain Pick with Bob from I Like to Make Stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. At least I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. I've been looking forward to it since it was announced. And I don't know, I'm just really excited. So if you can't see it live, it will be posted and available to watch afterwards. But if you can be there live and be part of the discussion and send some questions in, I greatly appreciate that, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I've seen them all live, so it's kind of weird to be on the show when usually I'm the one sitting there watching them live. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really pumped. But that's all I have for this week. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I appreciate those, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.